did you learn in Government 490?
So much. What did you learn?
Well, I really found all this stuff about oil very interesting, and how it just like so permeates our culture, and we're so like dependent on it. And I just think we need to be exploring other options. And it's just something I don't think we as Americans really think about, the long-term consequences and of our fuel and how we get our energy. What did you learn?
Well, I learned that we all need to live more consciously and consider the wider implications of what we do every day. It seems like if we live unconsciously, we're running the risk of doing damage to ourselves and the earth and other people. I currently work for the federal government, and I'm hoping to be accepted for graduate studies in the fall for public policy. So I'd like to get there and help make public policy toward the free trade agreements we have with some of the poor nations, because as it turns out, everybody's not benefiting equally right now. So I'd like to get in there and even that out.
Yeah. I guess I just really, to change the world or whatever, feel like we need to take responsibility on educating our own decisions.
Absolutely.
And it made me really want to keep going into social justice, and especially like with domestic violence, and just help other people in the world.
Me too. Let's get justice.
Yes.
Hey Jordan, can you make me mac and cheese?
Sure.
It's so good. I don't know why. I just can't stop eating them.
You know how we talked about corn in our Government 490 class?
Yeah.
I think Michael Pollan was right. It's literally in everything. It's in this. Stuff that you eat every day. And you know what else I learned?
What?
If you take a sample of your hair, you can pretty much figure out what you've been eating. And when they took that sample in king corn, they figured out that their entire body was pretty much made of corn. Isn't that weird? What else did you learn?
Well, I mean, this book, The 3 Cups of Tea, it's really interesting. I mean, I'm still reading it because it's so good. I didn't know that in Pakistan, some of the schools are just for boys. So this guy went and he started to build schools for girls, and I didn't know that. I think that's pretty cool. And also, I learned about Macworld, how we are, depend. We just depend on Macworld. Like, look at me, Starbucks. I mean, I don't even remember, like when I was a kid, I didn't even drink coffee. And now all of a sudden, I see all these people drinking coffee, and I just want coffee. I don't know why. I just want to be cool. And look at us, with rainbows. I mean, we all have the same stuff.
I know. So, what are you going to do to make the world a better place?
Well, I've been inspired with this book. I would really like to go to Pakistan and see how the schools are. And I know this is not only in Pakistan, maybe in other countries, so it would be cool to just go to those countries and start doing the same thing. And also, like you said about corn, I started to eat healthier. So to change the world, I think people should be educated and just tell people the problems, because sometimes we don't talk about these problems at school. I didn't learn these until my last semester of college.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think, especially because I'm so interested in civic engagement and activity, that it's our job to educate ourselves and to talk to our peers, because we are the next generation. And especially because we're government majors, it's our job to promote social awareness and watch the news and get people involved. It's our world.
We need to change this world. We need to do something for the world. That's why I majored in government.
I think everybody should take a Government 490 class.
Kyle Ferrier. Trying to think back on everything I've learned so far this year in Dr. Snyder Hall's class. Learned a lot, read a lot, but the thing I'll take away most are the lessons learned from Benjamin Barber's book, Jihad versus McWorld. McWorld, of course, being the world coming together through open markets and globalization, and Jihad being the resistance to that, the tribalism and trying to break away from that sort of nation state. And I think Barber does a good job of explaining some general repercussions of the interaction between the two, but what he fails to completely develop, and I wouldn't expect him to develop in that book, would be all the different implications from Jihad versus McWorld and the humanitarian situations that arise from governments trying to fight Jihad, and then Jihad fighting governments, and governments I'm using as a loose term to represent McWorld. And what I plan to do to change the future is to work with refugees. I've had a bit of experience in the past working with refugees, and I hope to continue doing that. I would love to work for the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, especially for populations in Southeast and South Asia. I hope that maybe by working with them and working with the governments that these people are displaced from, that these people can eventually move back, repatriate to their countries, and make their country a better place, and work together to sort of combat the negative aspects of the outcomes of Jihad versus McWorld. Thanks.
One of the interesting things that I learned in our Government 490 class this semester was that corn is in pretty much everything that we consume. After browsing my pantry, I realized about 90% of everything in here contains some type of corn. Everything from our cereals to, of course, Tostitos, soup, Chef Boyardee, yogurt raisins, even my dog and bunny rabbit food contains some type of corn. I looked in the Army's ready-made meals that they feed us on all of our training exercises: vegetable lasagna, corn syrup, wheat snack bread, corn syrup, even the chocolate hazelnut cocoa beverage powder, corn syrup. Since corn is a huge part of our everyday lives and we produce it in such mass quantities, it only makes sense for us to research ways in which we can use corn as alternate sources of energy in the future.